saw someone actually trying to sell one of my old golf clubs. That gave me a weird feeling.
How much was he charging?
$15,000 for that piece of junk.
I don't think it's fair for anyone to be capitalizing on us like that.
A lot of stuff in this life is fair. Shit happens.
Yeah, I don't know how you can dismiss that stuff so easily. It outrages me.
I mean, there's other more important stuff to be outraged about. Black men being targeted by the police, rotting in prisons, abusing drugs, chronic unemployment.
Now you're sounding like a social worker.
Because I'm telling the truth.
No, because you're sounding completely phony. If you really care, then you'd be doing something about it.
Well, I'm not a politician.
Then stop sounding like one. Let me tell you something. I know we have issues. We've made money and been successful, and still we've had problems. Is it us, or the system, or what?
I've asked myself the same question, and still have not come up with an answer.
Problems? Speak for yourself. I got no problems.
You bragged about all the women you dated. What was that about?
It was part of my autobiography. I was trying to sell a book.
So maybe what you were saying was an exaggeration?
Everything I wrote in the book was the truth.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
That's what we're known for. Service of ladies. Doesn't matter what else we do. To others, all black men are just a bunch of strippers.
That's
Racist!
Yeah, I guess so. That's the way things are. It's not gonna change.
But we do what we want to change. When I was in the ring, I didn't worry about that crap. I was too busy making money.
Me too. It's only now that I'm thinking about things.
When I was a kid, the only thing I thought about was playing football. That was my joy, my passion, and I was good at it. I got involved with ladies only after I stopped.
Yeah. If it weren't for sports, I would have been a nobody. Who did people want to do anything with a 7-foot-tall black man?
But there's more to life than brawn. We have brains too.
Yeah, but no one's interested in that. The public is not interested in our minds. We're the modern day gladiators.
But I'm no gladiator. All right, I played for the love of it, and it became a business. So I quit.
And we went into movies. I watched a couple of those movies. Boy, did they stink.
Wait, come on, they weren't that bad. It didn't get at the box office.
Not because of you.
It was precisely because of me. All right, I was the box office. All right, my name sold.
But nobody really knows who you are as a person.
Okay, who cares? We all were out there making money. And that's what it's all about. There's nothing else.
There were the fringe benefits.
Which became headaches and landed me in jail. I should have never invited that Hollywood babe to my movie.
From what I read and heard, though, she really asked me.
I thought so too. And when she complained to the police, boy, was I surprised. In fact, I was shocked. I thought this was nothing but a shakedown, and I was willing to pay.
How do you think I felt when I saw my wife coming at me with a golf club?
But you should have seen that coming. You were playing around with other women and finally got caught. Look, she didn't shoot you.
It amazes me how these women go bonkers. They're so sweet and charming and sexy when we need them. And then after we marry them, they go crazy. I know. I lived through it.
Maybe you made her crazy. There she was, this dainty white lady there with this big, burly black man with an attitude.
I did not have an attitude.
Don't really laugh. Come on. What black man becomes a success without an attitude?
I made it to the pros because of my talents, not my attitude. No one ever complained about me as a person.
They didn't have to, because you played the game.
Exactly. I played the game, and I played it well.
I played my game well too. And look at me today. I haven't won a tournament in years. And my personal life is in shambles.
Do you think that people really care about you? If you can't make money from it, then forget it. You'll be gone immediately. And if you fuck up, it's on you, not them.
So
So just remember who you are. Black men living in a white society, populated by people who despise your
And
blackness.
why are we so hung up on race?
That's what the white man taught us. He was that.
I don't think so, bro. Maybe the white man started this jive, but the fact is that black people and white people don't look the same. We are different.
But should that really matter anymore? Haven't we gotten beyond the point where race should really matter?
Apparently not, because we're talking about it now. Well, no white people here prompt us. So maybe there is something, and maybe this is something that is now so ingrained in our brains that we just can't get rid of it.
And when I was playing, nobody ever treated me different because I was black.
How do you know that? You think they would let you know what they were up to?
Well, maybe for you, when you were playing, it was different, but I was treated fairly.
Only if you were able to play and produce and make money for.
I don't know about that. And to tell you the truth, once I started playing football, I never really had much to do with black.
That's when your problems began. You didn't even know where you were. In fact, you didn't even know where you were now.
Of course I do. I'm a black man.
Black on the outside, but white on the inside. Are you ashamed of your blackness?
No, I am not ashamed of my blackness, as you put it.
But you're not proud of it either.
I bet deep down inside you love to be white.
You know, sometimes I wonder how my life would have been if I were born white.
You're already white. In every way except skin color. Let me explain. I knew this white guy. He worked in the welfare department in Philadelphia. He was the only white person in the office. He worked there for years. He was around black people all the time. He even lived in a black neighborhood. All his friends were black. He even had a black girlfriend. One day he asked me, with absolute seriousness, if he was a black man. By being around blacks all the time, he was losing his sense of identity. He didn't know what he was.
So what'd you tell him?
I told him he was a white black man. And the same applies to you too. Just in reverse. That's why people were so shocked when they found out about you running around and cheating on your wife. That's a black man thing. So your behavior was out of character.
Don't white men do that stuff too?
Yeah, they do. But with them, it's different. It's considered a aberration. But with us, it's considered normal. Deplorable, but normal. It's called a double standard. That's why when I wrote that I was intimate with 20,000 women, no one came right out and said that's impossible. But if a white man had made the same claim, he'd be laughed right out of this room, and maybe even sent to a medical hospital for observation.
I think Miller's on to something. You know, when I changed my name and religion to Presswood Wild, they tried to bury me in mud. They called me every name under the sun. They were using every means at their disposal to destroy me. But if I had been white, they would have left me alone. They would have written me off as a merely white, silly man who was just acting out. But because I'm black, I became a threat.
You know, I toyed with the idea of repudiating Christianity and becoming a Muslim. It's time was right.
Time is always right to be true to yourself. You just didn't believe it.
No, you're wrong. I did believe, but I also needed the money. So I kept my mouth shut and did my job.
Which was to entertain white people who love to watch you do something that they could not do, at least not as well as you could.
Listen, I had the opportunity to play. And that's something I never took for granted.
That's exactly the point. If you're white, you don't need to feel different. But if you're black, you're expected to feel as if somebody's doing you a favor, even if it's really the other way around.
People say that I revolutionized the way basketball is played. They say I was the dominant player. They say that even after I played, the game was never the same. But they're judging me as a player, not as a person. As a person, they thought I was nothing but a talented freak.
Nobody ever said that to your face, right?
No, they did.
So what you're saying is all speculation. Do you read minds?
No, I do not, and I'm glad I don't. What goes on in someone's head is totally private.
Until they open their mouths and start flapping their tongues.
Yeah.
That sounds sexual. You thinking dirty thoughts.
No, man, that's just an expression. You're too hung up on sex. That's what got you in trouble. You let your wife get the best of you.
I straightened her out from time to time.
Yeah, about beating up on her. Listen, we heard the tapes from the trial.
It wasn't as bad as it sounded.
It was probably a lot worse. She wouldn't have called the police if things were not bad. The problem is that what you did made all black men look bad.
I didn't do anything.
Back to that again. Look, man, we're not here to judge you. We're here to talk about us and who, what we represent.
I don't represent anybody, man. I'm no politician. I'm not running for political office.
But you are a public figure, and as such, your actions are scrutinized all the time.
I represent myself, period.
Man, you are so wrong, it ain't even fun. You say you're from the street.
I never said that.
That's your image, that's the image you project. And in this society, image counts for everything.
Being black.
We can't help that. We are what we are.
But other people don't like what we are.
So that brings us back to our original issue, race.
The circle of talk is beginning to get me dizzy.
I've made a huge amount of money being the man who I am. Until now, I never saw myself as being a black man in a white man's sport.
Golf is a sport. To me, it's nothing but a game. Boxing is a sport.
Boxing is barbaric.
Listen, Doctor. When you say that you're crossing the line, some of the greatest athletes in history were boxers.
I don't mean any disrespect.
You did mean disrespect. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said it. Don't you see what's going on? Making fun of golf, which to me is a sissy.
Hold on now. Now you're crossing the line. Golf is no sissy game, okay? Try playing it and then come back and we'll talk.
I'm not saying that golf doesn't require skills, but let's see you play golf while someone's giving you a right uppercut to the jump.
You're comparing apples and oranges.
What about pears and lemons?
You guys don't know anything about what rough is until you've been tackled by 11 guys who want to clobber you.
At least you football guys were padding. In the world of basketball, we play with no padding at all.
Isn't basketball supposed to be a non-contact sport?
It's supposed to be, but it's not. Every time you drive the basket, you get hit hard.
Yeah, but in football, hitting is the point of the game. In basketball, it's a foul.
Those fouls still hurt. I can tell you from personal experience, but I have to agree about you guys about golf.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. Blacks have this reputation for having brute strength, which is why for us, golf is not a legitimate sport. For blacks, it's a question of machismo.
Machismo is a Spanish thing, and there ain't no Spanish here at this table.
No, it's not a Spanish thing, it's a black thing. Blacks historically have felt the need to prove themselves on the field of battle, so to speak. A black man playing golf seems just out of place. No offense, guys.
None taken.
Even though I just called you a phone.
You asked me a question, so I answered. Well, what did you want me to say?
No self-respecting black man likes having words put in his mouth.
Be cool. Bro's just trying to provoke you.
He is being cool.
There's a time to be cool, and there's a time to not be cool. When we're around white people, that's when we have to be cool. But amongst ourselves, there's no need to keep up pretensions. There's nobody here to impress. We're all the same bag.
That's just his personality.
No, it's not. It's conditioning. Pure and simple. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had less than a second hour on the golf course.
Why are you talking about me like I'm not even here?
Because you're acting like a
Hey,
fool.
hey, hey, stop playing with the guy's head. You're just a cheap entertainer who got lucky. So shut up. Hey, you're as phony as they come, trying to sound all authoritative and superior. And all you're doing is posture.
Isn't that part of being black?
You mean like when we do trash talk?
Yeah, trash talk. Like I did all the time.
That's right, posture. That's how we assert dominance. White people find that both terrifying and intriguing. I love when they try to copy us, but they never can quite get it right. For them, it's just natural. As long as we do it between ourselves, they're okay with it. But try with a white man, it becomes a threat.
I think there's more to being black than that.
You think so?
Yes, that's why I just said what I said. Or were you not listening to me?
Listen, when I was making movies, I had to suck at my attitude and keep my job. It's just the way it is.
I didn't suck up to anybody.
And it cost me.
I kept my dignity and self-respect.
You really think you earn the respect of other people? You're behaving like an ugly black man with a huge chip on his shoulder. That's exactly what white people expected from you, and you did not listen. I got off on it. They found you both scary, fascinating, certainly not boring. You make a great entertainer.
Wait a minute. Conley was scoring political points for our people.
No, he wasn't. You just made matters worse. His acting out behavior just confirmed the stereotypical image of a black man as being a conceited, scowling malcontent.
I resent that statement.
It's the truth. If you can't handle it, it's your problem, not mine.
You keep flapping your mouth like that, I'm gonna make it your problem.
You see, that's what the world loves to see. Black men beating up on each other.
You're wrong. We're civilized. We don't need to act out.
I know that. Well, but that does not fit with society's image of us. In fact, it seems almost unnatural. Indeed, in our racist, slick, perverted, and violence-loving society, watching black men getting clobbered is as normal as apple pie.
I never liked that.
Okay, well then, blueberry pie, is that better?
I'm cool with that.
But all this brings up another question. What kind of example does that provide for all the young black men growing up?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about being a role model. Not all black people cut out to be sports stars.
They're not? That's news to me.
What about blacks who become school teachers, doctors, lawyers, even politicians? One even became Secretary of State. And another, four-star general. Four-star. And another, President of the United States.
Big deal, big deal. The bigger the job, the bigger the salary. All the talk of integration was about getting a black man to think and act like a white man. All right? Which it doesn't do it for me. I'm a black man, not a white man. In the diagram.
Hold on there. Hold on there, bro. Nobody didn't do anything to me. I was always true to myself and to my heritage.
Which was?
Being black. That's why I'm here.
Listen, imagine that big smile of yours, always being seen with the white people, getting married to a white woman, running around with white girlfriends, and you're saying that you're black. Listen, blackness is more than just skin color. Right? It's an attitude. It's a swag. It's a way of looking at things and a way of life.
Listen, Big Shot. When you organize a golf tournament, call me, and I'll be whatever you want me to be, okay? Those white people are paying me big money to play their game, and I played it well.
Nobody's knocking your skills, brother. You revolutionized the golf game. Because of you, golf is now more popular than ever.
Which shows that a black man can make a difference.
But at a price of forfeiting your identity, and even much more than that.
What are you driving at?
I'm talking about life itself. The anxieties and tensions that we black men are under, and it has a lethal effect on our health. Plus, and let me be frank,
You're not Frank.
very funny, bro, but I'm trying to make a serious point here, which is that when a black man speaks out, he's risking his very life.
Well, that was true in the past when we had Jim Crow. And white men were bullying and intimidating us with puberty. We're finished.
You're deluding yourself. Yeah, I spent years in jail for something petty that if I were a white man, I would have been charged with disorderly conduct and sent on my way. It's political. And that's why so many black men today are languishing in prison.
They're in prison because they committed crimes.
No, they are in prison because they are treated in a disproportionately harshly manner. You got millions of people coming out in this country and they are displacing blacks in the workforce. And as a result, blacks and especially black men are becoming expendable.
I'm a professional detective. I'm not.
We all are. I'll tell you, I had little formal education. Everything I learned the hard way. And I made it big. And then I made some mistakes, and what do I have to show for it? Nothing. My fame, money, power, my glory gone. Like it never happened.
That's a sad story.
But true. And for a black man, it's a bitter pill to swallow. We are the products of centuries of racism. My blackness is a label I can't shake off. I hate it.
But you're stuck with it, man. It won't come off.
We're all in that same boat. I want to be judged as a man, not as a black man.
Yeah, we all do, but it doesn't work that way. But are we all guilty of the same thing? The way that we judge ourselves based solely on race?
No. We are victims. We are the ones who kidnapped, raped, put down, enslaved, mocked, raided, and deculturalized. Then Mr. Lincoln said we are free. Free to do what? It's amazing how blacks even survive, much less succeed.
Success. I've tasted it. We all have tasted it. Isn't this sweet? There was a movie, Sweet Smell of Success. They must have been thinking of us when they made that movie.
I bet you never saw that movie, because if you did, you know that movie wasn't about success. You just got that from the title.
Since when do you know about movies?
You surprised that a tall, gangly black man knows something about movies? That's your racism.
Hey man, I'm no racist.
You're so brainwashed you don't even know what to think. Listen, you're a black man brought up in the white world, where at best we're tolerated. Whites could get rid of us, but they can't. There's simply too many of us, and we have no place to go. Stuck with us, and us with them. So the way to deal with it is by brainwashing us into thinking that we're so stupid and incapable of intellectual thoughts, and that's what the black man is depending on the white man for everything. That's how they control us.
Nobody's brainwashing me.
That's right, bro. Black or white, I was the champ. And I was a huge success. You're telling me all that cheering and the money wasn't real? To me, it was real. It was my way of proving that I am somebody, and not just a black face in the crowd.
There'll be a brief intermission.